Hi and welcome to the pricing channel. My name is Per. Today I want to talk about price discrimination and why that is not a viable pricing strategy in the digital world. Price discrimination means that you will decide what your customers want to buy, as if you knew their needs and preferences better than they do. Secondly, it means that you will decide what their willingness to pay is. You will also hide a few things from the customer. First of all, you will probably hide a few alternatives that your customers may actually prefer over those that you presented to them. And last but not least, you will also hide price points that other customers that buy from you may have access to. What is a good example of price discrimination? Magazines have for many years used a pricing strategy where they try to pull you in as a customer, giving you a price per issue that is extremely low. And the longer you stay as a customer, the more you pay per issue. What does it mean in practice? You're being penalized for being loyal. Before price transparency increased through the internet, you could get away with this strategy. It's not a very customer-friendly strategy, but it did work. What happens in the internet world when we're going more digital is that customers find out that you're trying to rip them off. This is a strategy that magazines have used for years. There are even software solutions around that will help magazine houses to charge customers in this way. It's like a pricing ladder where you come in low and you end up high for the price per issue. But there are also other consumer products and services that use price discrimination. Insurances of houses, for example, is another example. They try to get you over from another insurance company by giving you a nice offer. If you look at the extended offer you get after your first subscription period, you probably find out that the price has gone up by 5 to 10 to 15%. And if you don't object and try to change again, they will continue to increase your price by only 5 to 10 or maybe 15% per year, meaning that after a few years, the difference between what you pay and the offers in the market is significant. Another industry that is using price discrimination, but in a different way, is groceries. Examples of groceries that are using price discrimination is coffee, candy bars, bottled water, soda. There are a number of different products in groceries that have used price discrimination. But how do they do it? I recently came across a coffee maker that decreased the volume in the package they sell from 500 grams to 425. That very same supplier and their other suppliers of coffee and the grocery stores, they claim very strongly that it's impossible to increase the price in groceries because as consumers we're so price sensitive that we will instantly run away from them. We will go to another store or we will buy another brand. If that was true, how can you then drop the volume from 500 grams to 425? Because that's the same as increasing the price by as much as 18%. You cannot say at the same time that groceries are very price sensitive and then act in this way, that you decrease the volume. How about price discrimination in B2B? Well, in fact, price discrimination is more common in B2B than in B2C. And in B2B you may get away with it. The only issue is if you give customers illogical price points, as you can see in this chart here, where some of your absolutely best customers, you make more money selling to them than to your smaller customers, you may have a problem if one of those really big customers will acquire one of your smaller customers and they will find out that they have gotten worse prices than this small customer for many years. Then you're in real trouble. In summary, you can say that price discrimination is as nice as discrimination, i.e. not at all. And in fact, by using price discrimination, you only prove that you don't understand your customers' needs, preferences, and their willingness to pay. The more digital the world gets, the more sales volume you will lose, and you will lose a significant amount of profit. You should start practicing price differentiation instead, which means that you base your pricing on your customers' true needs and preferences, and you give them alternatives in a transparent way so they can choose the content and the price that fits their needs and their wallet. In best case, you could even start using value-based pricing, where you can measure your customers' willingness to pay and set the prices accordingly. What would price differentiation look like when it comes to coffee? Well, instead of moving from one size to a smaller size and keeping the same price, you will give your customers very clear alternatives. From a smaller volume to a larger volume, and where the price point is clearly indicating to the customer that the more they buy, the better the price. That's the way to practice price differentiation if you want to make more money, if you want to sell more, and if you want to base your pricing on your customer needs and preferences and their willingness to pay. In the digital world, price discrimination is replaced by price differentiation. If you want to learn more about this, you should continue to follow the channel. Thank you.